So just getting yourself settled. As you come to lie down, it doesn't matter if the feet are bent up or they're flat out on the mat. It's a comfortable position for you. And as you're here, just tuning into your breath, as we always do. It's observing the chest rising gently with each breath, and then contracting on the exhale. It's observing this rhythm of your breath. As you tune into this, just letting any thoughts just drift away. Just taking a few moments in stillness and just enjoying it, because it's maybe your first time today. Breath by breath, just letting it lengthen, everything calm and still. And just calming and stilling. And then here, we'll just take a few nice deep breaths. So a big inhale, as you fill the lungs, side ribs and the tummy. As you exhale, as the tummy contracts, and the ribs and then the lungs. We'll do this twice more. Breathing in, filling the lungs, ribs and tummy. Then contracting all that down on the exhale. Then final one to your breath. Lovely. And then when you're down, we'll just work it into the neck, whether you're using the breath or not. Just roll the head from side to side, easing around those neck muscles. Gently stretching them. And then, when you next land on any side, you can just inhale, whether lifting the arm up and over or working it around. So that just comes on the floor behind you. Like just observe one arm only. Observing that gentle stretch. And then exhale as that arm comes back down to the side. Exhale as the head goes over to the other side. We can inhale, either circling or lifting the opposite arm up and over. So we hold this one here for a breath or two. And then exhale. The arm lowers, inhaling the head up. And then let's have both arms, palms facing down, beside us. As we inhale, reaching both arms up and over this time. Not holding. Just going to exhale them back down by the sides, connecting our movement with our breath. Now let's inhale over again. But let's leave the arms here. And then you can interlock the fingers. And if you like, you can keep them interlocked this way, or you can press the palms away. Then we're going to work into a side stretch. So as we exhale, working the core, can we twist to one side a little? The feet may come to join, almost like a half moon. As we inhale to center, and exhale, cross to the other side. Once more to each side, inhaling to center, and exhaling across. Back to center. And exhale to the final side. And as we inhale to center, staying here, you can undo the interlocked palms. As we exhale, these arms back down by the sides. And then let's just hug the knees in towards the chest. Whether it's around the knees or around the thighs. Checking your chin is still tucked in. You can stay here in stillness or have a gentle rock from side to side. Do you roll one way? The head can look over the opposite shoulder if it wants. I'm just massaging around that lower back. And then here, as we come back to center in stillness, we can inhale, sending the arms out to shoulder height, palms facing up. And with these knees, if they're not already, bring the knees above the hips and just pointing the heels or toes out. And this will work the core a little. Now holding for a breath or two. And then if we want, we can take it a step further. So with one leg only, we're going to exhale as we lengthen that leg. And then inhale as it comes back. So it's almost like a bicycle leg. As we exhale the other leg out. And this can be quite strong in the core, so you can work as far or as little as you need. As we inhale it back, twice more to each side. Exhale as we lengthen. And inhaling it back. Other side. Now remember, this is yoga, so it's not quite a core crunch. We're working the breath with this as well. Strongly working the core. When you've worked all sides, might be a bit shaky. We can just exhale. Send the knees across to any side. Perhaps looking over the opposite shoulder. Just enjoying this twist. Inhale as you breathe into this open lung. Next inhale, back to center. As we exhale across to the other side. As we hold it here. Inhaling into this open lung. Releasing into the twist. As we inhale, back to center. I think we'll be glad we can just squeeze these knees in again, whether we're taking hold of them individually or not. Rocking or still. Just rocking around. Sorry, it doesn't come up. And then back to center and stillness. So we take a hold of each knee individually, drawing them out and up to the sides of the chest, gently opening into the hips. Now, we're going to circle these knees around. So on an exhale, can we exhale, sending these knees forward, and then they'll come back together. As we inhale, squeezing them in. Once more, exhaling out and around. As they come together, as we inhale, squeezing in. And then we'll go the opposite way, with the opposite breath. So exhale, send the knees forward. Inhale, out and around, they come back. Exhaling forward. Inhaling around. So bring these knees back together. Planting the feet on the floor, quite close into the hips, ready to work in pelvic tilting. So with the palms down by the sides, as we inhale, you can gently press through the feet. Now just lift the hips up just a smidge off the floor. As we exhale the hips down, breath by breath. Inhaling up and exhaling down. So as we inhale up, a small curve of the spine flattens in the mat. As we exhale down, that curve returns. Now if you want, you can stay here or you can expand. So as you next inhale, you can lift the hips up to the sky if you wish. Not holding again. As we exhale, peeling the spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Twice more. Inhale as we peel ourselves up. And exhale, peeling down. Final one this way. Now if you want, you can lift up and hold for 3 breaths. Continue working breath by breath, or keeping the hips on the floor. But if you're holding, just inhale as those hips lift up. And when you've had your 3, exhale, peeling the spine down. Hips are down last. And then bringing these knees out and up again to the sides of the chest. Just counter stretching where we've worked. Observing that lower back, just pressing onto the mat. And then you can bring these knees together. We hold around the thighs. You can either rock yourself up to sit or roll over to one side and lift yourself up. If you're rocking, just taking it slowly, massaging through the spine as you rock. And when you've built the momentum, coming up to your comfortable seated position. Use any blocks or props that you want to lift those hips up a fraction. And then, if you've got these legs cross-legged, let's just challenge ourselves. Let's cross them the other way. It'll be the wrong way around. Feel a little bit different, but just settling into your position. Spine long and light, shoulders dropped. And then we'll just do a round through the neck. So you breathe in tall. So you exhale looking up. Every inhale to center. As we look down on the exhale, stretching the back of the neck. Inhaling to center. And then exhale, ear to shoulder. As we stretch the sides. And then opposite ear. And then, as we inhale back, you can roll the neck around if you wish. And just do what feels right for you. And if you're rolling one way, to keep it even, you roll the other way as well. And then maybe, if you want, you bring the shoulders into it. Easing around, gently stretching. And then in time, coming back to our long, lengthened, seated position. And these cross-legged, you maybe want to keep the challenge up, or maybe you go back to what you know. And we'll work into our sides. Finding ourselves long again. As we inhale, lifting one arm up. That reaches up. As we exhale, crawling the other out. Folding over this side. We're not going to hold. So we can inhale. You can bring one arm or both up if you like. Exhaling to the other side. Now it doesn't matter if the arm on the floor, if the elbow is straight or it's bent. Once more to each side this way. Inhaling up. Gently exhaling over. As you go over each time, you might just go that little bit further. And when we've worked both sides evenly, we're going to do the same again, but hold it. So we can exhale over wherever that palm plants. On the inhale, maybe the top arm reaches a little more. Now it doesn't matter, maybe the elbow comes to the floor. It's feeling this stretch on the side. Back to center. A big inhale up, work the core as you lift. Other side. Exhaling over. Maybe inhale, reaching that top arm. You can just extend the stretch a little. Maybe the elbow lowers onto the mat. And inhale, back up. We'll work into the sides. So as we exhale, twisting over. One arm on the thighs. The other, whether it's fingertips or palms, close into the hips. Breathing in nice and tall. Exhale, perhaps looking over the opposite shoulder. Just maintaining this length in the spine. Center again as we inhale up. Another side. Exhaling over wherever the palms land. Just being sure the spine is long. And exhale, maybe extending further over that back shoulder. As we inhale, back up. Palms together this time. And bring it all back to heart center. And then let's widen these legs. So if the legs are crossed, sending them out. Now it doesn't really matter where they are. Maybe it's super wide, maybe it's further in. And if you need, you can prop some pillows under the knees. But just activate the legs. Flick the toes up. nice and long in this spine. And then similar moves to what we've just done. So again with the arms, as we inhale them up. Gently as we exhale, let's look over any leg, folding over it. Maybe you touch the toes. Maybe the palms land anywhere in between on the mat. Bend that knee if it needs it. Just allowing yourself with each exhale, just fold that little bit more over this leg. To work into the back, the hips, and stretching the back leg. Now, inhale as we work the core, lifting ourselves up. As we come across, exhaling over the other leg, looking over, folding down. Adjusting as you need, whether it's bending the knee or not. You can just allow that head to hang wherever those arms land. Now, inhale, back up. Done both sides. Let's exhale as we go down the middle. Exhaling down, and maybe you hold the legs or in front. Maybe you need deep bend in those knees. Adjust it so it's comfortable for you. Inhale, back up. Now, palms together. We're going to look over the second leg, and you'll work out why. As we exhale, we're folding over the first leg. So the arm reaches wherever it does. Maybe you get those toes. That's it, you've got it. Just releasing with each stretch. Just feeling into this side. We inhale, back up. Final side. Let's look over the first leg. Exhale, the arm drops down, holding wherever. Top arm reaching. Observing the difference in each side. We're all in balance in different ways. As we inhale, back up, palms together, exhale down. Lovely. Now you have the option, you can keep the legs wide or you can bring them in. We're just going to ease these shoulders off. I think we've used them quite a lot recently. So the palms can be on the thighs and let's just roll them forward and back. So big inhale, forward and up, exhaling back and down. It's actually better with the legs crossed. Just doing this a few times this way. It's counteracting where we've worked them. Now, keeping it even. As we inhale, back and up, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Exhaling forward and down. When you've worked evenly, shake it all off, nice and loose. Maybe that neck comes in. And then we're going to come on to the hands and knees. You may just want to give the wrists a nice loose shake off. And then let's come through anyway, whether it's rolling over the knees or whatever way works for you. As you find your all four position, remember you can always come onto the fists if you prefer, or in the palms. Now, with those palms under the shoulders, Those knees under the hips. Again, is that chin slightly tucked in, ready to work in cat. As we inhale, curling from the base of the spine. As we look up. As we exhale, curling from the base as it crawls up the back. As we look down or through the legs. Breath by breath. Compressing the discs and making the space. Just using this as a self-diagnostic tool. Observing any areas of tension. And as you move, take as much a bend in those elbows as you wish. And when we next exhale, looking down, let's just sink it all back to our comfortable child position, making any adjustments that you need, whether those knees are wide, the hips are higher, it's whatever works. Allowing that chest and head to sink to the mat. Tuning into our breaths. It's drawing the attention around the body, those areas that we've worked. And just allowing them to release and relax. And with these arms, as we usually do, reaching them forward just a fraction more. As we inhale, just lifting the palms up, just so we're on the fingertips. With feeling that stretch moving up the spine. As we next exhale, lowering those palms down. And slowly lifting up. Back to our all four position. As we get ready to come into dog. So with these palms planted, let's tuck these toes under. And a big inhale as we power through the legs, lifting the hips up to the sky. As we exhale, sinking the chest and head through. Just give the head a wiggle just so it's nice and loose. And if you want, you can take a walk from foot to foot, stretching into the back of those legs. Remember, at any point, you can walk it forward to a forward fold. But if you're still walking, it's thinking about slowing that down. And then in your time, as we inhale through to forward fold, walking the feet to the hands and the hands to the feet. Just allowing everything to hang, whether the arms hang, holding the ankles, or the elbows, whatever is comfortable for you. And then we'll just help the spine release a little more. So allowing those arms to hang if they're not. As we inhale, up into a flat back position, drawing the palms up towards the knees. Now exhale as you sigh the breath out, sinking back down. Twice more. Inhaling to flat back. Exhale and sigh. Final one. And when you're down, just hanging just for a breath or two. See if that move has helped you lower down a little bit. And then in your time, slowly, let's peel ourselves up to stand. So the last thing up is the shoulders and then the head. As you plant those feet down, finding yourself nice and tall. Tuning into that breath. Just letting everything settle. And let's just help it. So inhale as we reach the palms up. Movement as slow as your breath. Exhaling down through heart center. And again. Now we're going to lift up again, slightly different. So inhaling up as these palms come together. Now if you wish, you can sigh that breath away as you take a gentle back bend. As we inhale these palms back together. Exhaling back down to heart center. And those arms can fall to the side. Now, let's work as we create some warmth together. So we're going to work into a short sequence. Now, it's not like last week. It's not move with every breath. It's a fairly slow one. So we probably want to be around about mid-mat. Finding ourselves nice and tall. And then on a big inhale, can we scoop up? Inhaling these arms up. Exhale down into chair. So lowering these hips down. Now we're holding this here. So as we inhale, almost breathing in tall in the chest. Can we exhale and sink? Are we warming up these thighs? Use the breath to breathe through it. And that's enough. So our next exhale, can we swing it all forward to a forward fold? Just for a brief moment or two of pause. And then inhale, peeling ourselves up to stand. Getting ready to step into Warrior One. So send one foot forward, and the other back. Front toes forward, back toes 30-40 degrees. And the hips are facing forward tonight. So what that means, compared to our usual warrior, the stance is maybe shorter. So we inhale, arms up again. And exhale, bending this front leg. Now taking that peak, so that knee and ankle are in alignment. Now similar to chair, breathing in tall in the chest through the spine. Maybe exhale as those hips lower a little. You've got quite a back bend going on here too. And then the arm that is not the same side as the front. So your back leg arm, exhale. Can we swing that one back? It might take a hold of the thigh. Can we reach this front one up? You can look up. Now just create a bit more of a back bend. Then, big exhale. Can we swing everything forward? So we're almost into a lunge, but we're very high. So if you want, you can wiggle those back toes back. Now it doesn't matter if you're keeping that back leg straight or you're lowering that knee to the floor. releasing for a breath or two. Inner lunge. Now we're going to come back up. So to make the space or the height even, and step that back foot in a little. So we inhale, lifting everything up. Exhale, straightening the leg. Hands on the hips. Allow these shoulders to drop. So with these hips pointing forward, on an exhale, we're going to tip forward, keeping the spine lengthened. You should start to get quite a nice stretch in the back of this front leg. Now, with each inhale, reminding the spine of its length. Maybe you exhale forward a little more, or if not, just breathing into where you are, feeling the release. The front knee can bend a little if it wants. As we inhale, back up. Stepping forward or back. You can have a nice shake off as you need. Maybe wiggle the hips, just get into that lower back a bit. And then, second side. So wherever you are, finding yourself tall. Big inhale, scooping up. Exhaling down into our chair. Now using the breath. Just letting that ease off. As we exhale, let's scoop it forward into our forward fold. Now in your forward fold, bend those knees a little. You can just help the lower back. As we inhale, peeling ourselves up. Ready for warrior one in your time. You can take a big step with one foot or step the other back. Checking the hips are pointing forward. Inhaling these arms up. Allowing the shoulders to drop. As we exhale, bending the front leg. Checking that alignment between the knee and ankle. And in your warriors, just breathing that length up the spine. Maybe exhale as you lower down a little. And then, same arm as the back leg. Exhale it back. Front arm can reach up, look up if you like. Then big exhale. Let's swing it all forward. Into our lunge. So obviously we're in a high lunge at the moment. If you want, you can wiggle those back toes back as we lower it down. Now, the back knee can be straight, or it can be on the mat. For a few breaths. And then let's ease back up. So if you're in a low lunge, stepping forward a little, just enough. So we can inhale, lifting everything back, arms up, straighten the front leg. These hands coming onto the hips. Allow the shoulders to drop. As we exhale, tipping over this front leg. Remember, you can bend that knee a bit if you need. With each inhale, breathing in taller. Maybe exhaling down further. Feeling the release where you are. And then inhale. Back up. Feet together. Shaking, wiggling, whatever you need. And what I really need is just a bit of release in the lower spine. Are we all feeling the same? Okay, I'll take that as a yes. So we're just going to work off to ease the lower spine off a bit. That does include a little bit more torture though. So wherever we are on the mat, coming back into chair. So big inhale, scooping up. Can we exhale, lowering down, sitting on that imaginary stool. Now this time, let's bring these palms together in an exhale. That's it. Now, on our next exhale, we're going to take a gentle twist to any side. So twisting open, it's almost as if this elbow is coming onto the thigh. It doesn't need to touch it. Breathing in, finding length. Our next inhale, let's come back to center. One more side, as we exhale over. Holding it here for a breath or two. Inhaling back to center. Ooh. And then this time, this is our final bit. These hands can come onto the hips. Lower that tummy onto the thighs. Now if you want, you can allow the arms to hang. You can slowly send these hips up so it becomes a forward fold. And really use that exhale to just release that lower back. And then, slowly, inhaling ourselves back up to our standing position. Nice and tall again. We're going to work into our balance. But we're going to work our way up to our balance tonight. So first, planting these feet as we usually do, roughly hip distance apart, so about a foot width between each of the feet. So you find yourself nice and tall. We're going to activate the muscles in these feet. Now you have the option, the arms can hang or they can hold the hips. But first, we're going to make circles. So can we shift the weight forward? And then circling it around to the side. As you go back, don't go too far back, your balance might go. Other side. That's it. Working all the way around the feet. Lovely. When we come back to our starting position, wherever that may be, we're going to do it the other way. So forward and around the other way. Just allowing the breath to slow as you do this too. And then, when we've worked evenly, coming back in stillness, nice and tall, ready to balance. So picking a side as we inhale, one heel up, Remember, you have the option of a wall if you want it. And then can we bring this knee up in front, whether it hangs or you hold. Give that ankle a little rotate around. And then, can we exhale as we send it out to one side? Have the other arm as a counterbalance. When you're ready, tucking that foot in, whether it's up high or low, where the toes may be touching the floor. Allowing these arms to come down. Now we're not doing our usual, I think we've done enough shoulders. It's going to inhale, palms to heart center. That chin slightly tucked in. For a balance, maybe a slight bend in the standing leg. Settling in here, tuning into that breath, finding your calm and stillness. And then gently exhaling. Back down. Planting these feet again as we get ready for the other side. Finding ourselves tall. Inhaling the other heel up. And that knee gently up. Having that rotate if you did last time. And when you're ready, sending the knee out to shoulder height, not shoulder, side. The other arm is a balance. When you're ready, tucking the foot in, whether high or low, or the toes on the floor. As we bring the palms to heart center, shoulders dropping. As we work with the breath, breathing in out of this standing foot, finding that length. As we exhale, rooting it all down through that foot again. Observing the difference on this side. And then gently exhale. Back down. Shaking, wherever you need. Then we'll work our way down to the floor. So we're going to come into all fours via downward dog. So you can make that adaptation if you need. To breathe in tall. As we exhale, we're going to peel ourselves down. As we tuck the chin, round the shoulders, bend in the knee. Using the core as brakes. Feeling through each of the vertebrae in the spine. As you hit the lower back, just feeling the release. As you hang in stillness for a breath or two. And then let's step it through to dog. Planting the palms, stepping those feet back. Now remember, you can stay in dog as long as you wish, or at any point, lowering down to all fours. But in your dog, allowing the head to be nice and loose. Maybe you have a walk from foot to foot, or just enjoy the stillness as we make that space in the spine. But if you're still up, just think about rolling down soon to all fours as we sink it all back into our child pose. Whatever whatever your variation may be. Just letting everything settle onto the mats. Tuning into that breath. Observing where you've worked in the body. Just finding the release. And then gently, in your time, inhaling back to our all four position. Remembering, maybe palms, or maybe as fists. As we get ready to work in cat briefly, inhaling up, and exhaling down. Only a few rounds. When we've worked evenly, as we come back to our flat back position, to get ready to come through to sit. So in your time, crossing those ankles. You can roll over them if you wish, or any other way. And we're going to send those feet out in front. To get ready to work into a twist, remember any blocks or props. As usual, pointing those toes up, spine nice and long. Just settling in here. Now, as much as we're just sat still with the toes pointed up, the body is still quite active. And then let's send it into a twist. So as we inhale, bringing one leg in. Now always taking a hug, just reminding the spine that it's tall. As we step this foot over. This foot in the front maybe stays where it is, or it can wrap around roughly in line with the heel. As we find ourselves tall. Then the same arm as the leg in front. As we exhale that around, tucking close into the hips, whether it's fingertips or palms. Just allow that back shoulder to drop. As we exhale again, looking over the back shoulder. The front elbow maybe comes across the knee. Maybe it stays where it is. Now, as we hold this position, allowing time and gravity to ease us around. Every inhale, almost breathing in a little bit taller. Either exhaling around a little further, or just feeling the release. And just observing the breath on this side of the body. And notice one lung is more prominent than the other. Now just checking, the spine still tall, the shoulders dropping. Excellent. And then in your time, you can inhale, one arm up to shoulder height. As we exhale, following it around the front. And gentle hug again. As we unravel the legs. Sending them both out, finding that tall position again. As we work in the other side, inhaling the other leg in. That hug so we're tall, shoulders dropped. As we send this leg across, the leg can, you know what I mean. The leg can wrap around if it wants, or it can stay in front. Having that hug, reminding ourselves of the length. Exhaling the front arm around, whether it's fingertips or palms. And then exhale, looking over the back shoulder. Elbow maybe across the knee, or holding it as you were. Just settling in here. We know we're holding it, so just tuning into the breath. Finding the spine nice and long. Just feel it creeping up each of the vertebrae all the way to the top. As you exhale, maybe extending just a touch more. Or just feeling that where you are, the body is easing into it. Every inhale as we find that length. And just observing the breath. Maybe you notice the other lung is just a little more prominent now than it was before. And then we'll ease our way out. As we inhale the opposite arm up. And exhale, following it around that front. That hug. As we release the legs. Out in front. Toes don't need to point up. Just going to give the legs a nice shake out. So bringing the palms onto the thighs. Now it's the palms that are doing the work. I'm just going to roll these legs around. So as I said, palms doing the work. So the legs are just following, nice and loose. And then let's just ease that off. Now I think we've used the thighs a lot tonight. So if you wish, you can have a gentle massage. So we can just make gentle fists. Now whether it's with the knuckles or I have no idea what those bones are called. Those ones in the middle of the fingers, you can just start tapping. Now, it's your massage, so as much or as little pressure as you like. Work your way up and down. Just be sure to work around all of the thighs too. So getting into the sides, then on the insides. And then finally, we can just ease it off. So with the palms, a gentle bit of a slap. Now, still need to get into the hips. So this time, using the fingertips. It's getting quite in there. It's pressing in. Again, it's your massage, as much or as little as you need. Now, and you can squeeze and rub if you like. And there we go. You can ease that off. And then let's just have a nice gentle fold. So we can inhale. Bringing the knees in. Hugging around the thighs. Just bringing the tummy and the thighs together. And you can just let the head can just hang quite loosely. It might settle between the legs. Just allowing that lower back to release, the spine to lengthen. And then you can begin to extend this if you wish. Maybe you walk the feet forward a little. Now maintaining that hug around the thighs and keeping the tummy and thighs together. If you're not on a block, maybe you wiggle the hips back a bit, or you continue walking the feet down. So just lowering down as much or as little as you like. And if you get quite close to the floor, you can maybe rotate the palms around and almost hug the floor. It's similar to our twist. As we hold this position, the attention drawing inwards, focus on the breath. Gently with each exhale, just easing off. And if it ever becomes uncomfortable, just step the feet in a little tad closer. And then, your time, just undoing that hug around the thighs. And we'll crawl the spine back up to our seated position. Nice and tall. As we get ready to lie down. So adjusting as you need. And we know the drill. Nice loose bend in the knees. As we inhale the spine tall and the arm lengthened. As we exhale, peeling the spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Working the core. So the last thing to lower is the head. With the chin tucked in, we'll bring the feet in close to the hips. As we repeat pelvic tilting. So the heels close into the hips, palms face down on the mat. You inhale, gently applying pressure through the feet. So those hips lift just a smidge. As we exhale them down. As we repeat, breath by breath. Micro massage. Now, if you want, only if you want, you can lift up into bridge. Maybe you want to hold bridge for 3 breaths or 6. Continue working with pelvic tilting. Or maybe just hug the knees into the chest. Whatever feels right for you. But if you're still up, think about peeling the spine down. Now as we counter stretch, hugging each knee individually, out and up to the sides of the chest. Opening the hips a little, just allowing that lower back to just press onto the mat. And then, let's inhale as we hug both knees together, setting the soles back onto the mat. The arms out to shoulder height. You're ready for a gentle loose twist. So first of all, with these soles of the feet, just walk them out just a little bit, maybe mat width apart, or just a bit smaller. You can allow the knees to begin to rock from side to side. So the knees go one way, the head maybe goes the other. And you can build the momentum. And if the knees come onto the side, onto the floor on any side, just leave them here for a few breaths. It's a nice, gentle, loose twist. As you inhale, knees to center again. We exhale across to the other side. So you hold here for a few breaths. Just observing the difference between each of our sides. As we inhale, knees back to center. And with the arms still wide, you can just flick these feet up into the air. As much a bend as they need. And then let's bring the arms up to join them. And whether you rotate, enjoy the stillness. And then, as we inhale, drawing the arms through the legs, as we take a hold of the outer edges of the feet. Those knees come out and up. Whether you're still or you rock. And then in your time, your next exhale, you can just lower down onto the mat. As you find your relaxation position. Whether those legs are out in front, the knees are bent up. Just allowing the chin to be tucked in so that back of the neck is long. And tuning into your breath. Expansion on the chest on the inhale. And the contraction on the exhale. That soothing, calm rhythm of your breath. The body heavy and still on the mat. It's taking a nice few long, deep breaths. As you exhale, it's releasing all tension. So it just floats away. As you inhale, drawing in that light and energy. Now, it's beginning to visualize a ball of brilliant white light is floating gently above you. Do you see this light? As you feel it radiating on your skin. Feeling its heat and its energy. It warms the body. As you inhale, you're drawing this light and energy into the body. Into the heart center, feeling its warmth and energy here. And then breath by breath, feeling this light and energy radiate out from the heart center as it fills the body. Filling every crevice of the head, the neck, down through the shoulders, through the arms, and down through the torso, through the legs, all the ways to the toes. And as you exhale now, seeing this light diminishing within you, as you absorb the energy and heat, as any tension and stress drifts away with each exhale. Leaving the body calm and still. And as you observe the ball of light above you, just seeing that floating away. And it disappears, just leaving only brilliant blue, clear sky. You may see some clouds. These are your thoughts and emotions as they dance across the sky. Allowing the clouds to drift away, leaving the mind calm and still. Just enjoying the stillness and peace within the body. But in your time, coming back to this present moment, do you feel the earth beneath you? Hear the sounds, the air touch your skin. You can wiggle the toes and fingers to make small movements. If you wish, inhale as you reach the arms up overhead for a gentle stretch out, whether you hold it or not. In time, as you bring the arms back down, hugging the knees into the chest. And then rolling over to any side. A moment of pause. Gently blinking the eyes open here. You lift yourself up to your comfortable seated position. Finding the spine long and light again. When you're ready, slow inhale. We lift the palms up. They join together. Exhaling everything down, back to heart center. So we bow our heads. Namaste.